Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of New to Mythics, episode 66. I am joined by my new friend, SOUMYA'S.
Hey,
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Yep. As listening to the music, I've watched so many episodes. I'd never skip that.
I love the music. Yeah. Maybe I should have it go through the whole episode and everyone will be happy, and
Yep.
I love it. I love it. I'm a fan. So I am really excited. Right now is a very exciting time for you.
Yep. Most definitely.
Most definitely. I first was introduced to you by Project Action Figure. He did you know what? I think I saw I'm trying to think. I think the Four Horsemen Studio posted a post with you to promote your new toy line,
Yep.
which is Legends of the RAMAYAN, right? Action figures. And so they posted that, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And so I looked into it, and then my friend Eric Keys
Mm-hmm.
did a piece on you and the toy line, and I watched it, and I was really fascinated by this toy line that you have. I'm going to say created. You created the toy line, but it's based off of
Mm-hmm.
an epic
Yep.
that is how old, Samya?
It's few thousand years old.
Few
So
thousand years.
yeah, it has been in India forever, right? So it's part of living religion. So a lot of these characters, say Hanuman and Ram, they have their temples in India. So that's part of the culture there, and
Mhm.
it's like if you are from India, you know what Ramayan is, right? So that's what it has been, and like even our history books, even like kings who were there hundreds and thousands of years ago, they have built these temples and they have like scriptures talking about it. So that's it's a part of India, so to say. so
Mhm.
yeah, that's and it's like a long history of revisions of like of the text. Like people have their own versions, different cultures, different kingdoms, they have their own versions. Even like to this day, there are like movies and shows and like books being written like uh, based on this. So
Mhm.
it's living breathing thing for us kind of.
So we were just talking before we were taping. You said there's a new film. Is it a
Yeah.
movie? Or is it a series? A
Yeah,
film?
it's a movie. It's a movie. It's a two-part movie. The first part comes out in 2026. It's called Ramayan, and it has a massive budget,
Yeah.
a few billion dollars just for the movie. Um, Big actors from India, from Bollywood, and are in there. And there's like VFX and the big studios, VFX studios are involved in it. Like the music was by A.R. Rahman and Hans Zimmer, I guess. So yeah, it's a big movie, and they released the teaser yesterday. So I'm like, yeah, that's right timing for us.
Yes, absolutely. I'll have to look for the teaser. Maybe you could send me the link. I would
Yeah.
love to see that. So it's a story that's been told and retold and retold and retold, um, over and over again. So like it's it's ingrained into your, the story. You know what happens, but people's interpretations
yeah.
are like, does it have to be like, what if they change something in this film? Would people be like, no, that's not how it, is it something that's so part of the fabric of the people that it can't change? Like there's no way that.
Certain things are touchy for some people, but overall, people are very they accept it. Right? So there have been like versions of it where people have changed certain things, but it's generally accepted. Um, yeah, and I like for me at least, I'm not that religious, but I respect the culture, right? Because
Mhm,
you grow up in it when like it was in our uh, books and even on the TV, because we didn't used to have like a lot of channels on the TV. So whatever was in there, it was on the TV. It was in books, comic books, everything. And when you step out of your house, you walk like 100 meters or something. There's a temple for sure, and most of the temples around they had a small temple for Hanuman as well. So it's you have that respect. Uh,
yes.
so, and if someone is doing that with respect, even like the Hanuman that I did, or like the Ganesh that Four Horsemen did, it
Mhm.
was very respectful. So people didn't react or anything. So yeah, in general, they're very accepting too.
It's
Uh,
like a revered thing that people, they will respect it,
yeah,
and give it the honor that it deserves.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, so in the interview that you did with Eric, you talked about, and I love how you said it. Um, he asked you about like what toys you had as a kid, and you said GI Joe. Your mom, would
yeah.
buy you a GI Joe, but she didn't buy you like, here's 30. She would buy you
Yeah,
one or two
yeah,
because she wanted you to honor
yeah,
your toys, and appreciate what you have instead of giving you, um and I love that. I think that that is such an important thing for a child and as an adult.
yeah,
Just because you can buy 100 figures, it doesn't mean you should or you need to.
yeah,
Honor and appreciate what you have instead of, more, 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 more. Appreciate the artistry of a beautiful figure. Um, and
yeah,
so I just thought that was a great lesson.
yeah. And like we had to do things like we would like our father would make us write something in a journal so that
Mhm.
we will behave, we'll do this thing, we'll read or something like that. And then you're like, okay, now you get a figure because you have committed to doing something. And that always like made us respect that and have more value for what we have, right? Even like for a lot of wrestling figures like WWF, it was WWF back then, and we didn't have like figures as such. We would have like cards. So we used to play with the cards. We'd make up stories and we'll play with the cards. And when I got my first WWF figure, I knew that's special. I still have it. So that's the thing. Like when you have less, when you have to um, not go and splurge, you will
Yes.
respect those things more.
Right.
Yeah,
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 absolutely. Yeah, I love that. And just using your imagination, like you didn't have wrestlers at the time, so you used the cards. You played with the cards and used your imagination,
yep,
and that's so important. Um, I also saw that you had working on customs. When did that start? Did you customize your figures when you were young, or was it something when you were older?
Yeah. So when I was young, so there was this thing called like everyone must know, like DuckTales.
Hmm.
So there was a guy called Gyro in DuckTales who
Yes,
just
gyro.
make robots and everything. So I was very inspired by that. So I tried making things. So I'd get like batteries and like a small bulb. I'll try to make what he had, but it wasn't possible. Then what happened is like GI Joes would break. GI Joes in India, they were not even the quality from here to there was not that good. So they would break. And they had like screws and everything. So I started changing, say, leg of one guy, head of one guy, that thing. But that was it. I didn't have like access to, say, the green stuff or like paints, like acrylic paints. When I moved here and I started getting access to, like, if you go to a hobby store or like
Hmm.
actual toy store here, they have like paints in there that you can pick up, like paints, brushes, and
Right.
all kinds of stuff. So I got them, and I think I started in 2015 or something, customizing. And the first thing I did was like a werewolf, still there somewhere in the back.
Hmm.
And yeah, this one, this is a character from one of the Indian comic books. So we all had Raj comics, and we always wanted like action figures of these. We never had them. So all my childhood wishes, I was like, now I can create, so I'll just make them. So this
I
is,
love this one. I love the colors on this one.
yeah, this is an actual god from Egypt.
Egypt. Yeah.
Yeah, an ancient god. Like before, like we had like Osiris, Horus, and everything.
Hmm.
This guy was there. His name is how do they say it? It's called Ta. So it's like a small vowel that comes and then ta. So ta.
Hmm.
So he's the god of creation, and yeah, we went to his temple and everything. So I was like, I have to create his figure. Very less people know about him, or like, but that's the actual colors that he had in all the paintings and everything.
Hmm.
Uh,
I'm
so
always interested in what is it that makes us love these figures so much that we decide to keep loving them. Some kids, they love their figures and toys, and then they put them away. What is it, do you think, that makes us keep loving them? Like, why, Samya, did you still love figures, you know, after you were getting older? What do you think that is?
so if you look back, like when we look back, uh, a decade ago, the life seems very simple, right? Because we have perspective, we have lived that life. The life right now for us, it's complex because we don't understand it all. But the life 10 years ago, we have a better understanding. We have perspective. I think when a child or say an adult, they get an action figure, uh, which looks like a complete humanoid or a robot or
Hmm.
like an animal, and it's small, right? So you get that perspective that you understand everything around this, right? So kind of that comfort that this is it. I can see everything around it. I can see its whole life, or like like that. So that's one thing. And a lot of uh, humans or kids, they like to have control, or like gives you a sense of like having full control over something which looks something like you.
Hmm.
so so there, that also plays a part. And I think yeah, perspective and the ability
Hmm.
to like see the entire picture, that definitely helps. And that's why some kids and adults like us, they still collect it because
Mhm.
it gives them that perspective and the
Mhm.
whole picture around it. And
Right.
everything around, about this, I understand, right? How
Yeah.
this, where it stays and everything.
Yeah, I think part of it for me is that it was a happy time. I remember putting an action figure in my pocket and going to my friends, and we would have adventures. We would go and play, and it kind of encapsulated this
Mhm.
happy feeling. So in my mind, I feel like this little, toy, it brought these feelings of joy and happiness, but it also triggered imagination
Yeah,
and playing with friends. So there was a lot of like chemical things within me that I think really brought happiness and joy. And so I think to see them, to be around them, to still care about them, I think it kind of still brings
yeah,
that joy and that happiness. So, after a long day of work, you come home and maybe you reward yourself like your parents did, and man, I've been working hard, and I really, I'm going to reward myself.
yeah,
I've been good. I've been nice, and I'm going to reward myself by buying this thing, and it makes you feel
yeah,
good. It makes you feel like, I earned this and it's a treat. Instead of a candy bar, you spend $50 and you buy an action figure. That's kind of how I see it. But I always think it's interesting, what it is in us,
yeah.
um, that
That's
makes us.
it definitely like relates to happy times like every,
Yes,
even for kids, if you give them a figure or like a hot wheels or something, uh, they are instantly happy at that moment, and like
yes,
years later their mind still relates to that happiness and
yeah,
that's so
yeah.
yeah.
So I tried to mentally prepare myself, um, some questions,
Mhm.
that I wanted to ask. Um, I'm interested. I don't know a lot about India, but I'm curious about the perception of toys, action figures, and things like that. Is it as embraced and accepted as it is here?
Yeah,
Like, is
yeah,
there toy stores where an old guy like me can go in and buy, action figures and things like that? Is it?
yeah. Now they there are so I'll tell you like what happened back in the day when GI Joes and uh, the wrestling figures and He-Man, they were like big. They're big here in the 80s. In the 90s, other countries, they had their own factories. They set up those factories, and the molds will go from, say, Hasbro factory to a factory in India. And they started making those toys. So it would come under the, like the GI Joes were Fun School, and Masters of the Universe was Leo Toys, WWF was Leo Toys. um, and they were like a collaboration with say Mattel or Hasbro, and they would come up with these action figures like same GI Joes that came out here in 80s. They would come out in 90s in India,
Mhm.
and they were everywhere. Like even you go to a grocery store, they're there. Remote places in India, you'll find them still. They had like big ad campaigns. They would come free with a toothpaste, or we come free with like energy drink, something like that.
Mhm.
So that happened, but then it stopped. It stopped in 2000s, where like these factories closed down, and access to toys or action figures, it was like scarce. I don't know what happened, but things changed, and we didn't have them anymore. And in recent days, there are like different stores they have opened up. Not even recent, like last decade, So there are stores which are very specific for action figures, and people like us can walk in and we'll have those action figures around. We can see them, we can buy them. They have online presence as well, so people can buy those, and they have very good response. Uh, so there are like toy communities that I'm part of, like Indian toy communities, and there are people that I'm working with who are going to be our distributor in India, and yeah, they are going to take care of all the other stores that are in there. So now it's picking up again, and there is a demand. There is a demand. Like people want that. People have been ordering figures from here. People ordered like our figures from Big Bad Toy Store. People ordered like Ganesha from Four Horsemen that's going to India, and they are paying much more than what we are paying here
Hmm.
just to get the same figures. So yeah, it's picking up again, and I think like next 5 to 10 years it will be big in India. So we'll see.
Is there a certain, you know how in Japan there's, you know, anime
Mhm.
and anime style toys? Is there something that's unique and specific to India, um, that you would not, maybe not see here as much, or is there a difference, or are they similar to us?
Similar, they have like Marvel and DC action figures. There's nothing very specific to India, like how um, they have in Japan we have like anime figures. We don't have those. If our figures, the Ramayana figures, pick up, they might be the thing in there. So yeah, fingers crossed, because I'm trying to stay very true to what we have seen growing up in
Mhm.
TV series, or like in comic books, in like even in some temples. Like if you see like the Ramayana figures, there's a lot of gold on the armors. There's like jewels that are very specific to India and what Indian princes and kings wore, and the snippets from the story that we are picking up. So that I'm trying to get that thing going. If it can inspire more people, they will
Mhm.
also really jump in. Um, I don't know. But like as per style, very similar to here. We'll see if anything changes in the next few years. I'm thinking of certain things, nothing final yet. Uh, I have like wild ideas of like having action figures of wood, having action figures of bronze. So I don't know
Mhm.
if they will ever materialize, but we'll see.
So walk me through your, how did it come about? Like, did it just, you know, you've always loved action figures. So when did it, when, you know what? I'm gonna make a Ramayan. I want to tell the whole, you know, walk me through that. Like, how did that process, and then what did you do to start? Like, it had to be like a huge undertaking for you.
It was, but like as I said, like Raman was very close to my heart. Like even as like kids, as I was talking in the video, that there was this anime that used to play every year. It's like Legend of Prince Ram, like Raman Legend of Prince Ram, and that was like very different from what we had seen as kids, right? So and that made an impact, and that's how it was close to me. And like for Hanuman, we had like Hanuman temples everywhere we went, like close to our house. So I'd go there. I had a small statue of him, like small idol of him, that I kept close um, all these years. It's still with me. And I also have carried it for like 20 years or something now. So that's how my that's how as close to Ramayana as such, like always there, always on my mind. Uh, what happened is like I started making customs. So I
Hmm.
made customs of like Ravan and others um, on the same story. Like I would do my designs, and I had when I learned how to do art, I started making sketches of. the characters, like sketches of the characters and how the designs would look, and all that. And at one point, you just know, like it's not like sudden, but you have like hints like this. Like I was close to Hanuman, and it's like knew the story, did my own customs, and then was doing sketches and designs. So I was like, I should try. If no one is making them, I don't want to
Right.
like die without seeing these figures in real
Right.
life. So I was like, I'll try, and then that's when like Four Horsemen, so I had known them for a very long time. I would go to um, cons here, like I think G Con and Toy Cons, and they would be there, and I would make my customs, and I'll go meet them,
Mhm.
show them my customs. And when they would be like, "Oh, this is interesting, this is good," and it made me happy. Like this is happening. 2022, I think I went to the intern of the year event. Uh, that was really good. And sometime after that, I think 23 or something, I contacted them and I asked like if we can do this. And they are very busy, so I kept emailing them. I kept bugging them, and then one day they're like, "Yeah, let's talk." So that that thing like went from like discussions and like seeing designs and everything to making prototypes, and then finally the full production. So
So you showed, so you went to the studio, which was probably very exciting.
yeah,
You went to the studio and you had your sketches and concepts of, was it Hanuman that you wanted to do first?
yeah,
So you're like, okay, let's start with this. This is what I am envisioning.
yeah.
And then you gave it to Eric, and then Eric.
So like it was a time like Convoy was on medical leave, I think. So
Mhm.
George was handling a lot of stuff. So I remember like I sent the PDF of like the entire thing. This is how the character will look. These are the paint markers. This is like how articulation would be, like everything, all entire detail. Like it was a big PDF. So I sent it to him. Then when I went to the studio, I think George and I, we sat down in a room and we talked through all of the pages and what I was envisioning. And I remember like we we talked, and uh, the thing was like if nothing happens, if the project doesn't work out, then at least I'll have painted samples of what I'm thinking.
Yes.
So that would be a unique figure that I'll have. So yeah, we went from there, and then Convoy came back, and then at one point Chris got involved for the production thing. So yeah, George, Chris, and Convoy are the main guys that I meet every time I'm in the studio for the project. I put some photos in there too from our meetings. So yeah, it's been fun.
And so they said, we can do this.
Yeah,
We can make this.
yeah.
And how excited were you? Because when they said we can make this, we can do it, that was kind of like, that started, right? Like that made it real. Um, yes, it's nice that if you had the model or the printed, prototype or something, but they said we can do this. And so did then your mind think, okay, I've got to, how do I fund this? Or did you already have the funding figured out? Because I know you were kind of ahead of the Kickstarter.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did that?
So I used my own savings because I didn't want to take people's money if I'm not there yet, right? So sometimes Kickstarters take a long time, and people get frustrated, right? I have backed a lot of Kickstarters, and I know how the process works. But imagine someone who is backing their first Kickstarter, and they don't see the figures for like 1 or 2 years. They will get anxious, they will get
Mhm.
frustrated, and I didn't want to put anyone uh, in those shoes. So I as like I'll put my own savings in there and figure it out somehow. So I went through the entire production cycle for uh, wave one. So we did like prototypes. We did the comic book. For the comic book, I had artists to do the artwork, and I wrote the script for that. Everything, we did everything. We went till production, and Big Bad Toy Store sold on their website. There's an Indian company, they sold on their website, just pre-orders. And yeah, and as like I'll put the bill for everything, and get it to people, and we'll see from there.
How
That's a,
exciting was that when you saw?
it was very exciting. I might have I don't know, like tears of joy at points when I'd see something in like Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. I remember like when I was in India, I used to order things from TFAW, like things from
uh,
another world. I think they're closing down or something, and I ordered from Big Bad Toy Store as well, uh, as in India, like 2011 or 2012, something like that. Um, and they did send me those two Batman figures. One, I think one or two Batman figures, one figure probably, and it got lost somewhere.
oh
In
no.
transit, and so I lived like in a very small place in India, so it's very likely it will get lost. So and that was the first time I was ordering from Big Bad, and Big Bad was like, "Sorry, it got lost. We'll refund your money, but we'll have to blacklist this address that we cannot send." Like, no. And it is
You're like,
like,
oh no.
yeah. So it was like,
I just want my Batman figures.
yeah, and that wasn't like even expensive. That was like $25 or something. It was around that. From that to having my own figures listed in Big Bad Toy Store, it felt like surreal. Like it was on the first page of Big Bad Toy Store that Legends of Ramayana is here. It felt like a big achievement from getting your address. Like we can't send to that to actually being there, like Joel is a very nice guy.
George is a very nice guy. Yeah.
No, I'm saying Joel from Big
Oh,
Bad Doctor. Yeah,
oh, Joel. Yeah, Joel.
yeah.
Yes.
So Joel
Um,
is
was that a process though? So like, did it help that your figures were made by the studio? Did that help
yeah. It
get them
definitely,
to carry your or order your figures?
yeah. No, the Four Horsemen name is very effective in the industry, and again, like as everywhere, I didn't get a response because somewhere like I don't have like email IDs of people, right? So I would send it to like support Big Bad Toy Store or Joel at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll send there, and um, that this is what I'm making. 4 hours when are involved, would you carry it? It happened like 2 or 3 times, and then Joel was like, thank you for being persistent. I have not seen your email, but I will be interested. And they
Mhm.
put up the pre-order, and it sold well. So that worked out.
I'm
So
excited. We I had just talked to you the other day, and I'm waiting for my pre-order. You said that
yeah,
they got them in May, so it
yeah,
could be any day now. Any day I
yeah.
will get my
They
Hanuman.
picked it. Yeah, they picked it up, and even like the Indian company, they picked it up like right after Big Beta Store. They got it early because India is like very close to China,
Mhm.
so they got the figures early, and a lot of people reviewed them. They put up photos of it, and it looked good. I had never seen the figures with anyone else other than me. Posing it, playing with it, it feels good. So I'm just hopeful that Big Beta Store's order will arrive soon,
Yeah.
and yeah, they will ship out first, and then we will, because I let them do the pre-order, and they sold the figures, so I don't want to be like, oh, I have figures too, take mine. Don't want that. So Big Bad Toaster orders should reach first, probably this month sometime,
Yeah.
and everything else, like our orders from the Kickstarter, will ship after the Kickstarter ends.
Do
So
you did the Horseman Studio, did they help you with the production part? Like, this needs to be figured out, like the hands, like the engineering on, how he's going to hold this, or the movement, the articulation, and all that stuff, or if there's an issue with the factory. Did they kind of, were they like the middleman to help you like deal with that, or were you on your own? Like
Yeah,
how
they are with us like on every step. So and I live in New Jersey, so I go to the studio every 2 months or so. Like say the prototypes come in, or like the paint masters come in, something like that. So I go to the studio and I take whatever I have from the factory with me. So we discuss everything, like from articulation to like, okay, the torso bend is not perfect, or like we have to change this. Like if someone is wearing a helmet, needs to have clips on so that it stays on, or like one of the weapons is very heavy and it's not the hand is going down, something like that. So all these we discuss in the studio. And Chris is there, like as I said, like Chris and George are very helpful. And Chris talks to the factory, I talk to the factory, and never in the entire step I've felt alone. So I know sometimes they get like very busy, but I know that they're there and they'll get back to me. So
hmm
so yeah, it's been big help.
yeah.
So
So do you have your test shots for
yeah,
your,
yep, I
yeah,
have.
you want to show one?
Yep.
Let's see it.
But-
I'm excited. Let me see
and
this.
and these are not test shots. These are before test shots, right? So this guy is in one of the stretch goals.
Ooh,
So this
man.
Meghnad,
He looks
he,
very tall too. He's,
he's more than 7 inches, I think.
yeah.
So he's the son of Ravan, and so all these characters. So Meghnad was half demon, half like part demon, part human, and part
hmm
from a snake clan. So I wanted to give him all the his theme is mainly the snake theme that's
hmm
going on here. So
I
his
love
weapon,
that head
his
sculpt.
gun, and everything. So the sculpts, I have to tell you, like they do it really well. Like I do the sketches and everything, and I send it to them, like the designs and sketches. But the sculptors, they do such a nice work, like uh, keeping the essence alive, and like then sculpting certain details in there, and they have the liberty to like make changes too. Yeah, if I don't like it, I can say I don't like it.
hmm
So far it has never happened. So any changes, they understand the theme. Now we have that going too, like they know like these jewels have to be like this, or like this weapon has to be like this, and do a really good job on that. I'll show you this. You see here. So there's a 10-headed version of Ravan. So Ravan in the epic is a demon with 10 heads.
hmm
This is a part of the accessory pack, and I call it Ravan Enraged. So there will be three versions of Ravan. One is like where he's normal, he's just his king version, and this is the Ravan Enraged when he's like getting angry. So when he's getting angry, his heads are coming out from his torso, right? So that's the part, and this is a wider torso, and it
Wow.
looks really uh, intimidating. So that's the one we are doing, and then there's a final form that will come probably if we make it till wave 4. There's a final form for him too. So yeah, working on that, and this is not new. Like this head idea, like how this will be. I did a custom, or like working on a custom for that, like probably 8 years ago.
hmm
I have these in there, and just to have like see them in this form makes me like really happy. So yeah, that test shot, and there are like other test shots of this one of Ram, and these are not test shots. Right? These are PU models.
hmm
PU model is mainly like the Vox model. This comes before the test shots are done. So these once
Can I
we
see that one again, Samya?
yeah,
Wow. That looks so good though.
Yep. And in the final one, there won't be these pins you see here, like because we have to have the pins to see the movement, and if all the sculpts they look good, so we have to make sure that works. And after the PU, then there's the test shot, right?
Hmm.
Because the PU, we the molds that we use are really silicone molds or something. So we take the output. So the output is something like this. This is like a resin print, right? The butter figures, basically, George calls them the butter figures. So
Butter figures, yeah.
yeah, so you might have seen the dragon like this. So this is
Yes, yes,
out,
the butter dragon.
yeah. So this is the output, and then comes the PU, which is like this, right? This is hard plastic zone. So PU is polyurethane, and after this we do the test shots, because the PUs will be used to create the steel molds, and from the steel molds you'll get the test shots.
So
So
you've learned a lot.
oh yeah.
You've learned a lot. You know, you loved figures before, but now you know
Yeah,
all the work and effort and time and hands that go into action figures.
yeah, it's a long process. It's like from the outskirts, people would be like, "Oh, I ordered my figure. Why don't I have it?" Because it takes a long time. I
Takes a
understand
long
that.
time.
Yeah, I like even like for these figures, we have like an earlier date from the factory, but I still have marked them Q1 2026 for delivery, just in case we have
Hmm.
anything else coming up. So, so let's see. At least I have them at home.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Let-
let's take a look at the figures so far.
Mhm.
Um, so this is from the first
Yeah,
Kickstarter wave.
yeah,
This is Hanuman.
yes.
Now, my question when I saw this was, why did you pick? He's not the main character, right? So
Kind of.
okay, he is. I thought Prince Rama
Yeah,
was.
yep. Ram is the central character. So Ramayan means like ways of Ram, right? So so he is the central character, but Hanuman is like uh, one of the most loved characters in there.
Mhm.
So,
So it
and
made sense. It made sense to you to pick Hanuman as the first.
yeah, but like also my connection to him. So when I was growing up, as I was saying, like temples of Hanuman are more common than
Mm,
temples of Ram, right? So Ram has to have like a big temple and everything, but Hanuman's temple, if you go to Shiva temple, you will have Hanuman temple in there. If you're going and you're turning a corner, on the corner there's a Hanuman temple in there. So it's been very so close to us, like always around us. And I loved him because of his depictions of like no, in the cartoon or in the series. And then I had his small idol that I told you, like the small statue,
hmm.
forever with me. So he is closer to me than Ram. So it's like if I have to start, I'll start with him. So,
Can you describe him to me, like his characteristics, and what is it about him that you love?
so he's very humble. He's very humble and very devoted to Ram. So he is one of the most powerful characters in the epic, and he's an immortal in the story. But he never shows off, right? He never shows off, and he stays humble throughout. He stays true to his character. He stays loyal to uh, his side of like to Sugriv, to Ram, and everyone. So that thing always like that humility. Uh,
Hmm.
I like that, and like, and that's why as like I'll have these him as the main, uh,
Hmm.
like who will do first, and yeah, and his strength and everything. It's epic. Like people say like a lot of parts of Superman, Hanuman already had
Hmm.
them. Characters like the Monkey King, they are also kind of based on Hanuman, right? So because Monkey King is in the story Journey to the West, Journey to the
Mhm.
West, or Journey to the East. So I think that they went into India, and that's the story behind it. So that character is also based on Hanuman, and yeah, even like the Goku. Goku is based on Monkey King,
Mhm.
based on. So it's like, yeah, he's he's like very powerful.
Mhm. So what's his relationship to Prince Rama?
So he's just like devoted to Rama's service, right? So he is like the protector, the guardian, and like a messenger, everything for Ram. But and he understands, he sees who Ram is, right? So Ram is considered to be the avatar of Vishnu, who is one of the main gods in the Hindu pantheon, right? There are
Mhm.
three main gods. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is who maintains everything, maintains the world, and Shiva is the destroyer, right? So Hanuman sees that in Ram, and hence he's like devoted that this
Mhm.
he is my lord, I have to do everything for him. So yeah, and I cover that in this book too. A small part because we had like less pages. So this is our mini comic that comes free with every.
Oh, good. I didn't know that. So I'm excited about that.
so, so the mini comic has all the stories in there, and this is where Ram and Hanuman meet. So we have that, and there's like Sugriv in there. So I tell a little of the story, which is like things that Hanuman does. Um, so they're also in there, and there's like Hanuman and Vali fighting. This is a
Mhm.
side story. So yeah, it comes free. It's like it's bigger than mini comics that we have, slightly smaller than the regular comic books that
Mhm.
we do have. But
Looks like it's really on good paper too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's thick paper. Uh, yeah, I had like no idea. I love the printing, how they have done it. So yeah, everyone gets this 16 pages mini comic that comes free with Hanuman and Bali. So
Now, this guy was in your is part of the first wave as
yeah,
well, right?
yep. Is
Tell me about him.
So he's Vali. He's so Hanuman is not the king of Vanars, right? So Vanar is like an ape-like race in the Ramayana story, right? And Vali is the king of Vanaras, and he has this pendant. So Hanuman is supposed to be the son of the god of wind. Vali is son of Indra. Indra is the king of gods, right? So Vali is the king of Vanars, and he's very powerful, right? So there's a story that where it says that Vali had defeated Ravan even. So, so the pendant that he's wearing, that's Indra's pendant, and it helps Vali absorb half the strength of his opponent in a duel. So no one can defeat Vali in hand-to-hand combat. So that's his boon, and he's very ferocious, and at the same time he's very arrogant, and that's why he and that leads to his downfall.
Hmm.
Basically, what he does is like he is the king, and he goes after a demon who teases him or like challenges him to fight,
Hmm.
and he enters a cave, and his brother Sugriv is with him, and he's like, Sugriv, you stand guard, I'll go kill this demon and come back. So he goes into the cave, and he fights the demon, and there are like more demons in there, and at one point there's a cry that comes out, and then flows out of the cave. So Sugriv thinks that Vali has died, so he closes the mouth of the cave with a boulder, and he leaves. So when Sugriv goes back, people think, okay, Vali has died, we still need a king. So they force Sugriv to be the king. And now Sugriv is king. Vali comes out of the cave, and he's very angry. He thinks that Sugriv has betrayed him. He throws Sugriv out. Sugriv leaves. is exiled, and Vali becomes a king again, takes Sugriv's wife too, and Sugriv now is living in exile. And he has his friends like Hanuman, Jambavan, and other allies. And that's when Hanuman goes and meets Ram. Ram comes, and Ram is like, "Okay, you are the king. I'll help you get rid of Vali." And Ram kills Vali from behind a tree.
Oh, okay.
Is debated like he is the god, shouldn't have done that. But now Vali has died because if Ram goes in front of Vali, he's going to lose his strength as well, and there's no way to defeat Vali. So he had to get rid of him from behind a tree.
Hmm.
So that's the lore, and that's how Vali dies. Sorry for spoilers, but
That's okay.
but and
It happens.
he's the he's the guy, and I like him. When I was very young, I was really 18 years old or something. I did a graphic novel about Vali in India for a publisher, so it's out there, and that's one of the characters I love too. So when I was making Hanuman, I was like, I will make Vali too. And Hanuman is Hanuman's colors and everything. I based it on langur. Yeah, so Indian langur is a species of apes, and in the place I come from, we call langurs Hanu. Right, so that's what I based, and also like the statue of Hanuman that I had, that had similar colors. So I based Hanuman's colors on that, and Vali's colors are based on Nilgiri langur. That's a species of langur, like endangered species of langur that's found in the region where Vali's kingdom was supposed to be, like in
Mhm.
the story. So yeah, that's Vali for you. And I'm keeping Vali alive. There's a book that I'm working on, like a graphic novel series,
Mhm.
which is about kind of rebirth or re-emergence of Vali in the modern world.
Mhm.
So that's being worked on.
I look forward to seeing that. I look
Yeah,
forward to seeing that. So those were the two figures plus this that you could buy separately
yeah,
for Hanuman, um, and those are available on Big Bad Toy Store.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
They, they are on Big Bad Toy Store. I think Project Action Figure will have some too, and Chubsy will have some as well.
okay, and so now Wave Two, you are is beginning July 8th. Now,
Yeah.
what I've got pictures here of some amazing. This is a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. If you can see it, it's my background as well. Um,
Mhm.
this is part of Wave Two.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
So this is
and
Prince Ram.
this is the man.
Yep.
This is Prince Ram, right?
Yep. Yep. So I did two versions of them. So in majority of the story, Ram and Lakshman, they are in exile, and they are in the jungle. So they wear like clothes of sages or ascetics, right?
Hmm.
And that's the other version of them. But I wanted to make this version too, because before that they were princes.
Hmm.
Right? So attire that a prince would wear. So I wanted to have that as well, and that's that version, like Prince Ram.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, the mini comics will have the stories relate, like the second mini comics will have stories related to these guys. It's the first one is called the Mighty Vannerers, and the second one is called Of Princes and Kings. So it will
Hmm.
have stories of these characters in there.
So this is when he was in exile.
Yeah, yeah. And there's this small Indian palm squirrel with it. So
I was looking at that little squirrel. Yeah.
yeah, so that's part of the story. It says it has like three lines in its back, and it's said that Ram made those three lines in this on the squirrel. Like Ram did this on his back, and it got the lines. So I wanted to include the squirrel in there too, and it's helping Ram build the bridge to Lanka. So,
Hmm.
so
Is
that's
there
the
is there a different comic book in every
wave
figure? Oh,
in
every
every
wave
wave.
there's a new comic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And it will include stories of whoever is in the wave. So, and this is
So this
Lakshmi.
is his brother,
Yeah,
right?
Lakshmi.
I love the colors too.
Yeah, they have come out really well. They have come out really well. And this is the prince version of Lakshman.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
armor is beautiful. I
yeah,
love these.
so they're like well, I have like more photos in the video, I guess. So if anyone wants to see them, they can see the turnarounds of these figures and like how they look close up. And I know Eric has shared too that Eric painted some of these. So I know like when he had sent the paints, we were like so excited just seeing them in the studio.
Eric Eric Miller
Yeah,
or oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah,
I love he's so good and such a nice
yeah.
man. He's such a good guy.
So yeah, they have come out really well. They have come out really well, and even like every detail on the armor, uh, skin tone, and like fabric, all the colors have come out good. So anyone who is buying the figures, they will know that this is a premium quality figure. It's not just like taken out from the mold and assembled. There has been like actual paint work done on it. It's nothing less than like art.
Yes, I agree. Yes, it's art for sure. Oh, this has to do with your comics. I
Yeah,
wanted to go into your comics, but I wanted to talk. So, or were these figures? This is wave two,
yeah,
right? Okay, and
yeah,
then the Kickstarter. Let's see here. One second here. The Kickstarter Legends of the Ramayan action
yep,
figures starts July 8th, which is a Tuesday.
yep.
This episode will air that day. We want to get as much
Yes.
attention as we can for this amazing toy line that you have created. Can we play the video?
Yeah,
Okay. Can you see it?
yeah.
Okay, let's play it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Legends of the Ramayan Kickstarter. I am SOUMYA'S, the founder of the Hierophant Entertainment and the designer behind the Legends of the Ramayan action figure series. I grew up in India, the land where Ramayan isn't just a story, it's part of our cultural DNA. For me, it wasn't just Ramanand Sagar's version that left a mark, it was Yugo Sako's Ramayan, The Legend of Prince Ram, an animated masterpiece that shaped my imagination as a kid. The movie would always play around Diwali, and it would be me and my brother watching it. And yes, like many of you, I grew up collecting action figures. And the ones I really wanted, the ones that meant something to me, didn't exist. So I decided to make them myself. This is Legends of the Ramayana, a collector grade action figure line based on one of our oldest and most powerful epics in the world. These aren't reimaginings, these are beautifully crafted interpretations of our gods and warriors, created with authenticity and awe. Wave 1 features Hanuman, Vali, and an accessory pack that contains Hanuman's tail throne and the Dronagiri mountain to pose Hanuman and create iconic scenes from the Ramayana. What makes this line even more special is the team behind it. The figures have been sculpted, painted, and production managed by the legendary Four Horsemen Studios, who have shaped lines like Masters of the Universe Classics, Mythic Legions, and Cosmic Legions over the last 25 years. The factory we are working with manufactures the top US action figure brands, so you are getting premium quality. Each figure comes with a mini comic book introducing the characters and giving a glimpse into our stories, our culture, and our beliefs. The first book is called The Mighty Vanaras. The box art has been beautifully crafted by Nate Birch and Tadam Gyat. And if you love storytelling, our reward tiers include our graphic novels and comics as well. Now, here's something very rare in a Kickstarter. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait a year or more to get your rewards. Hanuman Valley and the accessory pack are already produced, and they are on their way to a warehouse right now. So you will get your rewards as soon as the campaign ends. But the stock is limited. We just have 750 units of each Hanuman and Valley. So once the stock runs out, you'll have to wait until the wave 2 production to get them. And speaking of wave 2, we have already working on it. The designs and sculpts are done, the test shots are done, and as we speak, the tooling is being done. So by the time the campaign ends, we might even be done with tooling. So once that is done, we'll start production, and the figures will be in your hands early next year. Wave 2 contains Ram, Lakshman, Prince Lakshman, Sugriv, Meghna, Ravan, and an additional Ravan accessory pack. If we hit all the stretch goals, we'll unlock all the rewards. This project has been a labor of love. Years of planning, sculpting, designing, and sleepless nights. It's not just about nostalgia or plastic. It's about giving a form to our heroes that we have never seen before. It's about giving a form to our stories. If this resonates with you, if these stories mean something to you too, then join us. Join us, back this campaign, share on your social media, and help us bring Legends of the Ramayana. Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That was a great
It's-
video because it showed the production. It showed, you know, you with the studio and the work that they had put into it, and that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yep. Now, when I was shooting that video, I was like, by, by by the time it airs, the test shots should be done. The test shots are in the works, so it will be
But
done.
that's good though that you're ahead of, so like you said, we're not waiting years for the finished product that's well underway. So you're ahead of schedule of a lot of Kickstarters, because a lot of the Kickstarters, they're waiting for the money to be able to fund and pay for, but you've already done that. The money that you've made, or the money that you saved initially, you put into it already, so that you were ahead with wave 1, and now you put the money from wave 1 into wave 2, so that it's being made already. So I think
Yeah,
that was very savvy and smart on your part, Samya.
yeah. And I want these figures to be made, right? Uh, and that's why I'm like moving ahead, even if like I know that Kickstarter can help us a lot. It can fund some of the stuff that's still ongoing and some of the stuff that's coming up, and even like wave 3,
Mm-hmm.
because I can still push through and do the second wave, but there's no way I can push further to do more characters after that, right? I would need help, and I don't want to get like funding from VCs or something else. It's better if people directly buy from us, and that's they would also like get something, figures and books, rewards and everything. So
So what are you doing for India? Like, how are you getting the word out there? Like, guys, I've made this amazing, toy line of this property that we all love. Like, how are you getting that out there so that you get the most exposure?
So there are groups, there are toy groups like Indian collectors groups, and there are like few thousand people in there, and it's a strong group, and everyone talks, and it's very open conversation there. And then there's this company called Nord Arena that I'm working with. They picked up their figures and they sold out in like 3 days or something, and
Oh, good.
yeah, and they are going to be our distributors. So the conversations are on, and if that happens, whenever that happens, the they are going to reach out to other retailers in India, and the figures will be on in the shops. So if someone walks in, they can see, and I think that would be good. And probably they will do some advertisement and stuff from their side. So
So
once it's there,
do they have your figures yet? Are they there yet or not yet?
yeah. They got them like fast, like I think in a week or so.
Good.
from the factory to their warehouse. And it was like pretty quick, and like they were gone like the moment they reached. I've heard stories about like people going to the store at night and just like, I want this now, then picking up their figures. So yeah, that worked out well.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful news. I'm happy to hear that. Um, Before you go, I did want to show your comic. The
uh,
Violated is a comic. The first, or is it the compilation you can buy on Amazon?
yeah, you can buy
That's
all of them
volumes
on
one through
Amazon.
three.
Yeah, the volumes 1 to 3. There's a variant cover. The one on the right is the variant cover for third issue, and then there's this hardcover by the cover is by Walt Simonson.
Yes, Walt Simonson, so
Yeah,
good. And he's your friend, right? He's a friend of
yeah,
yours. His
yep, he
art
is.
is always loved his art.
Yeah, so he did this, and Jody Belair, she colored it. Jody has done a lot of good work, like so
Mhm.
many Eisners I can't even like count. she colors books for big guys, but she found some time to do color two covers for us. So the second one is not out yet. But yeah, they helped, and like a lot of other guys like Ross Brown, Tom Hendrick, Phil Hester, they help us work, like do covers for us. And now that I'm doing full-time graphic novels too, I have different artists who are doing the interiors, and I have Ron Mars and Bart Sears on the board. So Ron will be doing a book with us too. Like he'll be writing, and Bart will mostly be doing some covers. So I got a lot of people from the industry involved in the comic book graphic novel side of things. So yeah, that's ongoing. And we'll have like a story for Valley too. It's just so it's my um, pet
Very
project.
exciting, sir. Very exciting. Let's see here.
Yeah, for the Kickstarter to like one thing, we have a goal. I think by the time this airs, it would be out too. The initial goal I kept for 85,000. So if we reach 85, then we'll do like all four characters, right? So Ram, Prince Ram, Lakshman, Prince Lakshman, and then we have stretch goals, right? Stretch
Mhm.
goals of 150. So if we hit the stretch goal of 150, we'll do Sugriv and Meghnad at the same time when we are doing these two figures, right? So if we don't reach 150, then Sugriv and Meghnad will still be made, but they will be shipped later.
Mhm.
So they will be shipped in uh, close to Q2. If we reach 250, then we'll have Ravan and Ravan accessory pack made as well, and it will be shipped within the same time frame as all
Mhm.
others. Right? If we don't reach it, then it will be later. Like all the figures will from wave 2 will be made for sure, but having reached the stretch goals will help us make them faster. Right? So
So
that's yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, people that are watching, please um, check out this Kickstarter, Legends of Ramayan action figures, and watch the video. If you have any questions, reach
Yeah.
out to you. You're a member of the community,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, I can't wait to get mine. Um, Big Bad Toy Store, like we said, they have Wave One already, and check it out. It's made by the Four Horsemen Studio, designed by SOUMYA'S here. Um, but I can't wait. So I'm excited for this. As soon as I get the box, I'm gonna open it up and check it out and make
Yeah.
some posts. But I'm definitely going um, to do my part and back Wave Two because I want more of these
Yes, please.
figures and I want to really dive into the story too. Um, can you tell us where would be a good representation for us to watch this story or to read it? Like, where can we?
So the animated movie that I talked about, Raman, the Legend of Prince Ram. I think you can find that on YouTube as well.
Okay.
So, So just type Ramayan, Legend of Prince Ram, and I think it's available in both Hindi and English. Hindi is for like Indian viewers, and English is for whoever like from people from here, or like whoever wants to watch that in English. So it's available in both languages on YouTube. So that covers most of the story. Some changes to the original version of it, but everyone likes this one. So yeah, this is out there. Very very nicely done, and Yugo Sako is a Japanese director, and it looks like an anime. So
Hmm. And I love anime, so that
yeah,
makes it even funner to watch.
yeah, many people from the Ghibli studio were also involved in making
Hmm.
of this. So
I'll have to watch that. I'll have to check that out. Thank you so much for
yeah,
your time today. Good luck on your wave 2. I'm super excited. Like I said, I will do my part. I'll release this episode to
yeah,
coincide with the Kickstarter starting. I'm going to be watching and funding it, and super excited and sharing the word. So
yeah,
people that are watching, please do your part and fund this amazing toy line. And we all want this stuff to be seen. So
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
so much.
So one thing though, like for the Kickstarter, like for the first 2 days, we have early bird for the all-ins, like for wave one all-in, for wave two all-in, and for the both the waves, we have these early bird prices which are like 80-85 bucks lower than the retail. So if anyone wants to pledge the early bird, it would be good if they pledge on like first
Okay.
days, and that will help us and help everyone. so,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I can't wait. Are you going to be at Legions Con this year?
yeah. I have a table in the corridor, I think.
Well,
So,
I'm going to bring mine so you could sign. I want you to
yeah,
sign my Hanuman.
yeah. I might be sketching though, depending on like how busy it is.
Oh, okay.
If anyone wants sketches.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good. Well, I can't wait to officially meet you. I will
Yeah.
see you in November. Good luck on this Kickstarter. I can't wait
Thank you.
to see how it goes and where it goes, and the new figures. So you think mid next year?
Yeah, no, so the factory told me it's they can get everything to me this year, uh, but it has like let's target Q1,
Yes.
Q1 2026
Yeah.
for these, and depending on how the Kickstarter does, if we reach the stretch goals, then everything would be Q1.
Yeah.
If not, some we might push to Q2. So we'll see.
Excellent. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your time,
No,
and I'll
thank you
see
for
you
the
soon.
opportunity.
Thank you guys for watching, and take care.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks everyone.